folks, I did try to do this video once before, but I never actually got it to go up, and it's been one of the things that have happened since, so here we are folks. Right, I apologise for nothing going up of late. It's been a struggle with my mum. Things have happened. I've a lot of chasing up with phone calls and that, so I've had to hang around like for days, like all day, and then nobody turned up. And this is, you know, so I'm just being kept in limbo, you know. But anyway, I managed to get up here for a few minutes. The hens have all been fed and watered. I wasn't meant to be coming up here today. Somebody was meant to be looking after the watering and that. Unfortunately, it doesn't look as though anything's been done. So it's a good job I came up. I think it has been done. It's probably yesterday, but everything was dry and the water was dry. And anyway, they're all happy girls now. I've had one or two losses in the tunnel because I've not been able to get up here I missed a day basically, whether they survive, I've got some kohlrabi up now. I've just had to stick them in somewhere in my beds in the netted area in between the strawberries where there's been blank spaces, because I just haven't had the time to sort anything out in the way of netted raised beds, you know. So anyway, so that's that. I've been doctors. I knew I was, but it's been confirmed. Suffering from depression and anxiety. But I've had it in the past and I got through it, and basically it's my gardening and my painting that are my ways of coping, and they've been neglected, and hence I've been slipping. So I've been ordered by the GP doctor to get back into doing those, and a little bit of speech, what do they call it? I can't remember what they call it. It's therapy anyway, where you talk to somebody. So all being well, hopefully a bed's going to be sorted for my mum. A hospital bed, so she can press a button and she can adjust it without us having to lower her head or higher her head with pillars in the night and what have you. So despite all this going on folks, my brain's been working, despite a headache for 2 days, it's been working in overdrive, and I've been thinking about a project for the future. And my dream is to have a plot of land, you know, a field or two, you know, but I don't know, 6 acres or 10 acres, no more than that, and to have it, and to create a project. It's a bit hard. I haven't got the list with me. I'm not very good at explaining things unless it's written down and that, but basically I would like this land to be divided up into several sort of kind of areas, so there'd be like an orchard with local fruit trees, you know, not just apple but anything else which is local to the area. Be nice to have workshops dealing with fruit, you know, showing people how to graft and you know, like basically what Nigel does, you know. I know little about that, but that's what I'd like to have, an area like that. I would like to have disabled access, so people in wheelchairs would be able to get around. I'd like to have an area where there's raised beds suitable for people in wheelchairs, so if somebody wanted a bed, they could perhaps come along in their wheelchair and would be able to, you know, work around it. I'd like something which is now what's the word? I had the word down. A sensory garden, is it? Where people who have limited sight can actually go and feel around, you know, at certain plants. You know, plants that obviously are not going to give them rashes and what have you. Although, having said that, there's always somebody who could be allergic to one thing or another, you know, so you can't be 100%, but certainly I wouldn't get them feeling around foxgloves and that, because they can be quite poisonous to people, you know, they can cause reactions. I'd like to have like an art workshop so people can come and do some painting from what's growing in this land. So for instance, I would have areas where there would be wildflowers, like a meadow, you know, a sectioned off area with paths going through it. What else? There'd be cameras set up to record the wildlife at night, and this would be put into the YouTube channel videos, because obviously all this would be going onto a YouTube channel to create content. There'd be polytunnels on this plot, 60-foot polytunnels for 20-foot wide. I'd start off with a couple, and there'd be various things grown in there. A whole variety of things. I can't remember them all now, folks. I've got a whole, like an A4 sheet of what I'd like to do. Now obviously it's great having these ideas, and I think I could cope with a lot of the doing a lot of this work. It would suit me. It wouldn't be something to do on my own. I'd have volunteers and that to help. I've forgotten what I was going to say now, folks. And it wouldn't all be done at once. It would have to be done gradually. Now obviously finance is the thing. I haven't got a penny to my name, so I've actually signed up to this site where you can get funding. So it would be a matter of you know, sending off applications to try and get some funding. Obviously the first thing what I need is to be able to get a plot of land. So feelers have been put out for that, so whether anything will come of it or not. I think really what I need to do is somehow I need to find a way of raising money. So if you're out there and you've got any ideas, or if you've got some spare cash, that's basically what I want to do. That's long term. I mean, I might not be able to do a great deal immediately because of the situation with my parents, but you know, at some point they're not going to be with me any longer, and I have to think ahead and plan ahead and have something what I can get stuck into, and something which is going to keep me motivated and keep me happy. A couple of other things what I've just thought of. One of the things is I would have, and I think Bill's mentioned this before. I think I don't know how it's gone on, because I've been behind with my videos. A virtual garden where certain people who are unable to get out for whatever reason, or maybe they live in the other side of the world or whatever, and they want to be able to grow things in this climate here, they would be able to plant a raised bed they'd have a little area, and would be able to plant that for them. They'd provide the seeds and the costs of materials and that, and then it would be filmed and followed throughout the year. So what do you think, folks? It's a dream, isn't it? I'm a dreamer. I'm wondering whether this could actually happen. I wonder where I'd start, how I would start to get. I think I need to have a certain amount of money in the pot to be able to then search for a piece of land and purchase it. I've gone through certain things what I'm going to need. I'm going to need to have a sit-on lawnmower, obviously, because if it's a few acres I'm going to need to whiz around on there. So it's not going to it's going to have to be like the slightly bigger sit-on one, you know. I don't want any tractors or anything like that, but I'm sure it can be managed. So much to think about. So folks, what do you think? Have you got any ideas how I can raise money? We're not in America here or certain other countries, so I can't put a donate thing up on my YouTube channel. I've got a website for Growing with Julie, which I did try with WordPress, but I'm getting so much spam, I've actually taken that down. I'm thinking of just starting the old-fashioned way, putting the site back up, in which case I could put a PayPal donate button on there and see if I can raise any money from my YouTube channel, from my groups. I'm limited really because I haven't got a big social network other than those on Facebook and on the internet, I should say. I hear about these things. Is it crowdfunding or something else? I'm not really sure. I did have a look at it once, and then I thought, well, it's not. It doesn't really. I mean, I don't know where it was that, but there was something along those lines, and I thought, I don't know whether that fits in with what I want. Maybe I've got to look into it again. But if you've got any suggestions and that, I'm really open. I'm open for your feedback, because that's what I want. Because I want this. I think is what I want to do for the, for the next 20 years, hopefully. Maybe longer. Obviously, the allotment's always going to stay here. I want to keep this as long as possible, because this is where, this is my joy. So I'd be still managing this, but I think this is possible as long as I can get people who are going to help me, get volunteers and that. If you watch my last video, you'll know that they've got like about 20 people to help out and that. And I'm thinking, I know they've got the finance, they've had the property and the land and everything, which I haven't got. But I don't know. I think we could go there. I think we could do this, and I think it would be good. What do you think? Am I wasting my time? Do you think I should not even bother? Or should I go for it? Shall I try? Your thoughts? Until next time, see you folks.